And here we go. All right. Hey, everybody. And I can see Charles and Eddie and Joe and Lawrence and Tim have already said hello. We are just getting on, as Tim just asked. Are we on yet? We are on officially as of right now. And let me see if we can see. Oh, I can't see all the attendance yet. But if you're here, I want you to give me a hello in the chat so that we know you're here and we know you're paying attention. We had a pretty good sign up considering we kind of did this last minute. I was like, I wonder. And Jack is here. And I said, Jack, I'll tell you, we're kind of doing it with only a day's notice. So we'll see how many people get on. But we actually had quite a few, which is exciting. So like I said, say hello. Charles says hello. And Charles says, hello, Ray and Jack or Jacobus. And let's see, anybody else? Throw it out there. Let me know where you're from, too, because we always love to sit there and say, hey, welcome from wherever you happen to be from. I'm in the beautiful, sunny Atlanta area. And, Jack, where are you at right now? Are you in Florida or are you in?
I'm in Florida. So kind of a couple of states in America, I have to say, where you prefer to live like a digital marketer. So it's, you want a state what is sunny. You want a state what is tax friendly. You want a state what is COVID friendly. You want a state where there is a lot of happening with ocean. You want a state where have nice beaches. So not too many choices.
Yep, and because normally what you're in other location is what, in the Carolinas somewhere, right?
Now I have lived 5 years in Washington State. Above Seattle. If somebody is in that area, it is the most beautiful area above Seattle. You have Mount Vernon, and then you go to the ocean, and then you have the San Juan Island. And one of those islands is Anacortes. You have to be from that area, but it is the most nicest city in the United States I have lived in for 5 years. Anacortes. If you are at retiring age and you kind of want to be a peaceful city with incredible view, because you have that Mount Baker view, you have access to Seattle, you have access to Canada. So that is where you really enjoy life. But we started in 2009 a business, and we could have set it up in Anacortes. So we moved to Florida.
Nice. And we can see, speaking of Florida, we've got Barb, who's in Illinois under a poison air alert. Yikes. And we got Dana in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Rob, who's in Orange County. I was just talking about Orange County a little while ago because I didn't live in Orange County. I lived in Riverside, California, but just south of that, but right near Orange County. So welcome, Rob, and everybody else. Everyone else is still being kind of quiet, but that's all right. So for those of you who don't know, and hopefully you do, Jack is one of the leading experts when it comes to not just Google business profiles, but local marketing in general. And we have worked with Jack on and off on different things for I don't even know how many years, and it's been a while since we've had him on. Back when we had him on last, it was when everybody was going crazy about getting your websites secured, and so that was a big thing that we were doing at the time. But Jack, every single year, makes major updates to his trainings when it comes to Google business profiles. He knows exactly what he's talking about. Not only does he know how to make sure that people do well when they use Google business profiles, but he's an expert in how people like you and me can actually get people to pay him, or in our case, pay us, to do these services for the local businesses. So without further ado, and William, I do see you're here from, Chicontee Island in Virginia. I am not familiar with that, and hopefully I said it right. But sounds like a beautiful place. I love Virginia, so that's a good name, Chicontee, and I have no idea. All right. With that, Jack, welcome on. I'm going to let you start to tell us a little bit about exactly what you're doing and how you can help all of us noobs to really take over on the Google business profiles.
So thank you for joining today's training. If you're new to me, if you haven't been on one of my training, enter new in the chat so I get used to your name. If you know my name, say just hi, friendly hi, and I recognize likely your name. And I kind of like to speak to a person of, instead of I speak to the model. So your interaction is very important to me. So my goal is in this today's training that in this hour, what you spent today with us, that is well spent, that you feel I have learned something. No, the reality is actually, um, why should you listen to me? Huh? So if you do any Google ads or any Google, huh, you know that Google ads is very important. Actually, if you kind of follow the news a little bit, now even Tesla is going to use Google ads. So everybody, every company, every local business which is serious in scaling the business is Google Ads, and I have become a master. Now he did it just an old screenshot, but I have spent millions and millions um, uh, managing Google Ads. Now, more importantly is not only that I spend so much on Google Ads, but that those clients which are served pay me month after month. That's kind of the nice thing about it, I would say. So I'm born in the Netherlands, grew up at a farm. Um, I'm an engineer by trade. That time when I was young, computers were not so in, was just coming up. My son actually does what I probably would have done when the computers were as in as they are today. We moved to the United States with 5 suitcases. So this was obviously still my daughter and my son, but they were 2 and 5, and this is my wife at that time. And we started our business, like I said, in 2009 in Boca Raton. Why in Boca? Why in Florida? Because we worked in a franchise and the area was suited well for our business. So I lived in Anacortes. Like I said, I love it. I would never leave it if we could have run that business over there. Over the local business in 1 month. So we flew in. This is the crazy part. So we had to work on a visa. We had to fly to the Netherlands, and then we rented a U-Haul truck. Somebody was driving to across the USA. Then we flew back to Boca. We landed. We arrived in July, and in August we opened our business. So at that time, we were incredible energetic because there was one thing what we had in mind is failure is not an option. Okay. Then not only that, we became the highest revenue from all the franchises. So we did something well. And what was that? What was that? You probably wonder, huh? This is sexual notice with other franchises, and they wanted online marketing service. So that is kind of how I scaled my business. Not only I studied marketing, but also all other franchisees were asking me what we were doing. Since then, my online business has grown about 50% per year. Yes, with digital marketing, that is possible. If you sell a product, it is much harder to scale because you have to buy a machine and shipment and refunds and all pullback and warranties. You don't have that so much by a digital product. And even last year, my business really did well. So I created a software company in 2015. This is my team. And thanks to local marketing and internet, I became successful. In 2009, since 2009, I created multiple SaaS products. I created a patient lab portal, or local team Jack, WordPress based, the call portal, hosting platform, lead finder for the Jack for the tool for the leads. We created a cloud version, created a business directory, we created an email platform, we serve local Google Ads, and then Google Business Training we provide. Rapify website is an HTML website builder like ClickFunnels, and an online store. And actually, that online store became very popular because every local business needs an online store. And Sales Diamond Jack, which has a lot of tools in one bundle, and video bots with 200 plus videos. And we created testimony videos so that somebody can call in and leave a voice message and send an image, and the tool will create a video of it. We set up a mobile app department for apps for our products, and several more. That is not why you came here. So the big question you probably is in your head is, why should you listen to me? Not? Is that really what you're thinking? Huh? So in one of my PayPal accounts, I made more than 27,000 transactions in 2022. So sounds interesting, correct? That's about 70 transactions per day. So 70 people and businesses are paying me every day. And more than 95% are recurring payments. So sound that interesting to you? Huh? And most of my clients, they never cancel. So if you provide, so what is the secret of success? What is the secret that a business keeps paying you? There's only one big secret. Anybody get the secret? It's results, correct? When they pay you $500 and they get $2,500 back, they are happy. They will never cancel. Okay? It doesn't matter which accent you have, like me. It doesn't matter where you're born, like me. It doesn't matter if you're young, old, female or male. It doesn't matter your color of the skin. Nothing matters. A little bit matters, but not much matters. The only major thing, like let's say 90% of everything, is results. So if you want to become successful, you want not to deliver things that not work. You want to deliver what get them results. Okay, if you are able to do something for local business, get them calls, get them leads, and get them making money, whatever you do, reviews or videos, whatever, views, they are happy to pay you. Local business understand ROI. And you need to think also in ROI. So how much value do I deliver to that local business? At least, at the minimum, they don't want to lose money. Okay, that's the very minimum. But if you do an ROI from 5, then you will not lose that client. So I kind of at the age, I have to say, that I have more goals than making money. Okay, one of my goals is every year, I want to enjoy 100 members to be successful every year. And kind of I sleep well with it. This is kind of one of my give me energy. And I share everything what I know. I do. So I serve local clients by myself. We have a team which help local clients, and everything around you, Google, Facebook, Twitter, Windows, everything is changing all the time. And I learn those things from myself, my clients, working with my team, getting support tickets. I learn all the time. And I do training every Tuesday, and I share just what I have learned and how digital marketing works in 2023, and how to get clients in 2023, and what to do when you are struggling, and how to do things on an automated way. And this is a strong statement, I know, but you cannot become successful if you don't master Google. Google is everywhere. Huh? Google is in YouTube, natural search, in Google My Business. Huh? So you kind of want to learn, and this is my saying, you kind of want to learn to dance with Google instead of kicking Google. Okay? When you can dance with Google, there's a win-win situation. So now it's your turn to learn something. Are you ready to become a digital Google master? Do you really want to learn something about Google today? So, here's my training. Master Google Business Profile and drive client growth. So the top 20 statistics about Google Business Profile. So Google is the most popular search engine with 90% of the global search market share. So you don't need, Bing is actually getting better, but it used to be not popular. So if you really want to, so who's feeling overwhelmed? That is kind of the thing. Do you feel overwhelmed with what you have to learn as digital marketer? Okay, so just focus on a few things, and one of the few things is Google. Okay, so don't try to do everything. Just do what works. 46% of all Google searches are for local information. Wow! Is that not wow? That everybody who using Google is actually using for local. So local is high intent. 88% of local search on a mobile device. So whatever you do for Google, think about how it works on mobile. That is the if so now we learned focus on Google. Most of the servers who have a server are for local, and they use mobile. So think, think about yourself. Your mobile phone, how far is that from you at the moment? 1 feet, 2 feet, 3 feet? Not? And if you need to look something up, are you go back to your office and start the desktop and do the search, or you take your mobile phone and enter something, correct? 97% of consumers search for local business online. 68% of people contact the business directly from the search results page without visiting the business website. So what does it learn? What does this learn you? What does it teach you? That if you can get a business showing up on top, the top 3 or so, then you have a very high chance, 68%, that they're going to visit your store. So if you want to have a local business, you want to get them found in Google. Everyone should have a Google Business Profile. Correct. Google Business Profile listing with photos received 42% more requests for driving direction and 35% more clicks to website compared to those without photos. What did we learn? Every Google Business Profile needs to have nice looking photos. Here's a trick. If you want to convert a client, okay, you enter the business information in Google and see who's coming up. Okay, if they are not in number one position, you just show, hey, your competitor is most likely all your potential customers are going to your competitor. They hate that. They hate that. No, then you go to the Google Business Profile page and you just look at it at the Google Business Profile as a consumer. Okay, not as a marketer, but as a consumer. How professional look like? If there's a restaurant, you want to make sure it looks a nice menus. If there are a plumber, you want to make sure they are looking for nice installations. So it is kind of a restaurant. Looking at a restaurant, you can have the same food on different plates. If one restaurant put the food on a nice plate, on a nice table, a nice environment, you're more likely to enjoy that restaurant. It can be the same food. Huh? So, to immediately improve a Google business profile from a customer, okay, you just look at what they for content they have, and very likely they have not spent enough time to look at great. Businesses that verify the Google business profile are twice as likely to consider it reputable by consumers. So that means you see now often I would not say, but 30-40% they haven't even verified it. The most but we live in a bubble. You and me and Ray and all we live in a bubble. And we think that every local business owner is a Google hero. No, they are not. Huh? They don't join weekly training calls. They have other things to do, and they might not even realize that you have to sign up or verify the Google Business Profile page. But it's very important. 84% of consumers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. Wow! We kind of know that, but how many businesses have 5 stars reviews? 5 stars. Think about yourself. Now, you go to Amazon and you have 2 different products. Okay? We do that almost every day, or at least every week. Where do you make your final decision on? It's about the reviews, correct? You kind of want to see in the reviews how many stars they have, how what they say about the review, what they say about the product. You kind of want to read something negative or positive, but you kind of want to hear other people's opinion. Same with Google Business Profile. The first very scan is how many reviews, how many stars they have. If they have 3 stars and another company has 5 stars, almost guaranteed that company with 5 stars get more business online. Agree? So you can easily help. Anybody knows how to get 5 stars instead of 3 stars? Anybody know that? It's not hard. It's not hard. Okay? You just get more 5 stars reviews. You have to work harder. At a certain point, those 3 stars become 4 stars, those 4 stars go 4.5 stars, those 4.5 stars go 5. You have to work for it, okay? And who's doing the work? You offer that as service to a local business. Agree? How do you do that? You just tell the local business to ask customers to leave a review. Simple. Huh? But they don't do it. They don't do it. They're not active in it. But it makes a huge difference. The average consumer reads 10 reviews before feeling able to trust their local business. So kind of you want to get 10 reviews up. Okay, 10 reviews, then they feel, okay, this is a trusted company. Google holds 57.5% share of all online reviews worldwide, making it the most popular platform for business reviews. Yes. So, focus on Google. Once you're a Google hero, master, and you feel, I know it all. Yeah, but the reality is you don't know it all, but I know enough, then maybe expand. but you should not feel overwhelmed. Okay, focus on Google. A one-star increase in business rating can lead to 5 to 9% increase in revenue. Wow! So go back to my example: 3 stars review, 3 stars, or 5 stars. If you want to help a local business increase, let's say average is 8% to 16% in revenue, just help it to go from 3 stars to 5 stars. Is this an eye-opening? Can I get a wow? So we know that most local business not even make 10% profit. Who of you guys have a local business or have a family member? Ask them if they have a local business, a brick and mortar business, which percentage of the revenue they make profit. Most do not make 10%. Crazy, correct? While with digital marketing, we make 90% profit, but they are not in that business. Huh? We can earn $10,000 and have maybe $1,000 cost, correct? Local business, they have $9,000 cost. They have to pay rent, employees, insurance, all those things. So if you can help them with 16% more revenue, that will be a change from day and night. Is that not amazing? It is amazing, and it's not hard to do. Reviews that include the search keyword are more likely to appear at the top of the Google Business Profile Reviews section. Okay, I just had a conversation right before we started this training. Okay, and we want you to help local business rank the listing. How do you do that? One of the secrets is to reply to the reviews, but not any reply, not an how do you say that? A smart reply. We reply smart so that the Google Business Profile will rank. So the customer's happy and Google is happy and it will rank higher. 6% of consumers say they have looked up a business on Google Maps. Wow. 60%. What does that mean? That basically means in reality is if a business cannot find on Google, they don't exist. Kind of. Almost, correct? So if you're a beginner business, an existing business, you cannot and you should not avoid Google. Okay, when we start in the beginning, I said I had a local business in 2009, and we sold it in 2018. We made a lot of money, and actually the reason why we sold it because I became successful with local marketing, so that's one. But the second one is actually, and that is really the truth, we became too successful. My wife couldn't handle the workload anymore. Okay, and why was that? Because I can show you. Okay, I can show you. Okay, it was the business. And do you guys see my screen? I don't know what you guys see. I don't know what you see. Ray, do you see my screen changing? No?
Yep, I sure
Okay.
can.
Okay. Thank you. I love this system. Okay. So you see here, guys, see here? That is how I dominated the market. I dominated the area. Everybody was finding in the ad section and in the Google Business section. Those are those are the reviews we kind of generated. Okay. And everybody found us. We had nice images, nice profile listing. I knew that 10 years ago. Okay. I knew that it was very important. So all what I share with you guys is I do this I would not say daily. That is maybe I do this weekly. Okay, I know what works. I make monthly serious income of my nose, and I want you to do the same. It is not hard. Believe me, having ChatGPT, it has become easy. 80% of the people rely on the internet to find a local business. So, will you guys have once in a while, internet problems? Let's say once a month or once in the 2 months. I used to have that when I had Comcast and AT&T. Nothing about the company, but they didn't have cable. How do you call that? Fiber, huh? So fiber, if you want to have a good connection, I had fiber, but I had it. Now, it is nothing more frustrating than have no internet. Why? Because our life is around the internet, huh? And if you want to visit a store or a restaurant or whatever, you use your phone or your computer. That is how life is. 72% of consumers will conduct a local search visit a store within 5 miles of their location. So, distance matters. Another key, distance matters. So what does it learn? For the smart guys under you, who is smart from you guys? Tell me if you feel smart. Okay? What did we just learn? You want to focus on local keywords. So let's say plumber city. Huh? Makes sense? So you optimize your Google business profile not to show in the whole United States, but mainly locally, because the most customers come from local. Why should you have plumber as keyword? It's much better to do plumber city, correct? Those are the small things what are very easy to understand and to do, but you just have to know. 78% of local-based mobile search results in an offline purchase. So once you get them found, you get once you get them found, you have a business. Okay, yeah, I figured out. I think now 5 years ago. What is the most important keyword? What's the keyword you use the most? Probably you too. You know, everybody get this? What is the keyword you use the most? Ready? And if you know this, it makes it 1 hour training, and you focus on it. Now, okay? Yeah, Kip, you are so right. Near me, Rob. Good. So plumber near me, restaurant near me, huh? So if you can focus it. So who is the guys now Google Ads? Who's here Google Ads expert? Okay. If you use only this keyword near me, service near me, and you do Google call only, very likely your campaign does well. One keyword. Oh, isn't that amazing? Okay. 76% of people who search for a local business on a smartphone visit that business within a day. With a day. Huh? Not next week, next month. So you get almost instant success. Business with Google Business Profile listings that are completed with the contact information, photos, and reviews are more likely to gain customer trust. What did we just learn? We learned that a complete, filled out profile does better than not a complete. Yeah, it sounds logic, okay, to you. But many listings are not complete. They miss photos, they miss reviews, they miss information, correct? 61% of mobile search are more likely to contact the local business if they have a mobile-friendly website. This is the upsell, correct? So now you get more clients for Google Business. But actually, the next logical step is a good mobile website. Google Business Profile helps local business compete with large organizations by displaying results based on relevance, distance, and prominence. So, if you think I cannot compete with big companies, you can, because you can focus on local keywords. Local business often encounters various challenges when trying to rank their Google Business Profile on their own. Okay, here's a secret. So we already learned in the beginning that to keep a client is all about delivering results. But now, to get a client. So how to get a client. And this is in generally, you can use it in other things as well. How to get somebody to like you. How can you get somebody to like you, to trust you? How do you approach somebody? Okay? Nobody? Rob, Kit, Angela, but how can you get somebody to like you, to trust you? Here's the answer. Find out what the problems are. Be the solution to the problem. If you are the solution, if you provide the solution to the problems, they like, not give them something. The something needs to be what they are struggling with, what they have problems with. Huh? So you want to understand their frustrations, their problems. Okay, here are the problems if local business do that Google Business by themselves. Here are the top 20 problems they may face. Insufficient knowledge. Huh? They don't have Google Business Profile training. They have a business to run. Difficult to choose the most relevant and accurate business category. They don't know all the choices. If you go to the interface, they have many choices. Incomplete, we just discussed it. Or inconsistent business information, leading to lower trust and visibility. Okay, here is something technical. Some of you guys might know. Here said inconsistent business information. Why is that important? You see all the citation. Who knows what a citation is? Citation is a business listing on business directory. If they are not consistent, they don't give you credits for your listing. So you want to make sure that, okay, you decide on a business name, you decide on an address, you decide on a tracking number, you decide on a website name, all this information. And then you use that information on all the business directories. So they point to your listing. Agree? Consistency. It's simple. It's kind of simple, but you have to know and do it. Not using all available features such as Google Posts, Q&A, appointment booking. They just get it done. Because I have to pay employees, I have to make money, I have to provide clients, I have to do so many things. Inadequate or low quality photos, which reduce user engagement and credibility. So it just don't look professional. Failing to regular update and maintain the business profile with fresh content. Yes, so give Google something, give them something to rank for, huh? But use keyword, be the smart guy. Inability to encourage and manage customer reviews effectively. Yes. Oh, this is just an eye-opener. Does the paid training include how to list and get approved? Yes, but to be honest, the only thing what really good works is sending a postcard. Okay, they have to an address, get a postcard, get a code, and enter it. Okay, and ability to cause and manage customer reviews. Okay, this is a game changer. If you have a client with Google business profile problems, okay, you get reviews and you answer them smartly, but you just learned 10 minutes ago with keywords. Not responding to both positive and negative reviews. Yeah, you need to do something on those negative reviews. They are there, okay? You kind of accept it, but you can also say, please come back and we will solve it. Okay, you have to be positive. You can turn a negative in a positive experience. So, how to handle? Okay, here's kind of an that is kind of my life lessons, and I learned it in 2009. Okay, how to handle a client who is not happy. Anybody say that? What do you need to say? Oh no, need is a strong word. What can you say to a client what is not happy? Anybody know this? Okay, just say something. Okay, remember those words. Okay, okay, this makes the whole training already good for you. Okay, if you want to get that stress out of your conversation, you just say this word. What would you like me to do? What? Write it down. What would you like me to do? 90% of the time, they feel not offended anymore. Not I'm sorry. Yeah, you take responsibility, that's fine. But it doesn't take the stress out of it. Okay? You kind of want to, I wouldn't say pretend, but you want to get in a position that the person who's not happy is in control again. And at the moment they are in control, the stress is gone because they felt not happy. But when they are in control, they feel happy again. And now, okay, let's see what we can do. The whole stress. If you have a not happy client or not happy situation, you just say, what would you like me to do? Now, sometimes they ask unreasonable things, okay? And then you go into that and then you explain, I can do a refund for the last 30 days, but I cannot do 3 months or whatever the situation is. Or I can, I know you're not happy, but this month I will work every day on your website to get it good. Okay? So you probably have to deliver something, but you keep your client. Okay, you're not getting in a fight. You become productive again. You have a healthy conversation. But because you work with people, they have, and you are busy and they are busy and maybe miscommunication, everything can happen. But at the moment you say, let me know what I can do, that stress is out of conversation and you're talking again. So lack of understanding of local SEO strategy and the impact of Google Business Profile. They don't have SEO knowledge. Which of you guys is an SEO expert? You probably. Now, at least you heard about it, correct? You heard about keywords, and that is important. At least that, correct? No, you just have to learn which keywords and how to do it. Limited time and resource to dedicate to Google Business Profile. Now, if there is one thing almost every business owners do not have is time. So time is a big issue. They pay you partly, maybe more than 50% of the cases because they don't have time to do it by themselves. Difficulty tracking and analyzing Google Business Profile Insights to make data-driven decisions. They don't know this. They really don't know this. This is only when you follow a training. Inability to stay up to date with Google algorithmic change and new features. They don't have that knowledge. They heard about it. They don't follow a training. Struggling to optimize your website and online presence for local search. They probably don't know this. Okay. Say me a couple of things, 3 things, what is important on a website. What are the 3 important things on a website? Is a nice, attracting headline. Is a good, strong call to action. And the third one is the contact information needs to be all over the place. Whenever they're ready to call you, to email you, or you put a widget on it, they need to be able to that they can execute on it. What business are reviews sensitive? I mean, what business need to focus on getting reviews to make their business stand out, like salons and spas, plumbers, and robots? Every business. I mean, business need to focus on getting reviews. Every business. There's always competition. I don't know any likely business what is not sensitive for reviews. Any. A couple of slides earlier, you go from 3 stars to 5 stars, can make a business go broke or can make profit. You realize that? How incredibly important those 5 stars are? Incredibly important. It's not an option. It's not an option. 5 stars reviews, or let's say 4.5, is not an option. It's a game changer. How many businesses have 4.5 star reviews? No, that's actually a good question. I don't know. But I know for sure it is not 50%. It is much less. Huh? It's much less. And it's not hard. You need to be consistent. You ask your past customers to leave a review. Limited understanding of the role of prominence, relevance, and distance in Google Business Profile ranking. They don't know that. Huh? They just didn't go to school to become a Google expert. They went to school to run a plumber business, an AC business, a restaurant. That's what they learned. And other keyword research and optimizing within the business profile. They don't know keyword. I wonder if they ever heard about it, the term keyword. Not verifying the Google Business Profile, which may lead to lower credibility and trust. Yes, we just learned that. 50% change in trust. Failing to leverage user-generated content such as photos and reviews to enhance the business online presence. So they create the Google Business Profile, they verified it, and they said, okay, done, next task, next client, next problem. They don't have time for this. Ineffective management or duplicate inaccurate Google Business Profile listing. Yes, they are not focused on it. They have so many things to do. Struggling to build a strong local online presence through citation, backlinks, and social media. Citation. We just discussed it, correct? Citations. So consistency is the key word for backlinks. Difficult in keeping up with the competition, understanding what works for simple local business. Yeah. Now, some of them might do, okay, the quickest way to get a client is to show that the competition is ranking above them. That is 99 success rate. No business likes that the competitor has a better listing, has a better website, ranks higher. Nobody. And then you say, I can help you with that. Okay, this is the word. Hey, Lawrence, can you rank? Can you help me? No, let me say. How did they say? Lawrence shows a business who competitors higher. And can you fix that? That's what they say. Can you fix it? And then you say, yes, I can help you with that. You just use the word, I can help you with that. It's those simple things what you need to say. I can help you with that. You don't promise too strong, but at least you can help, always. Hiring a digital agency to handle Google Business offers several benefits compared to business owners managing themselves. Yes, some of the advantages are expertise, And experience, yes, you just follow the training. They don't actually have a deep understanding of Google Business Profile features and best practice, along with experience in optimizing ranking profile across various industries. Time saving, always 99% the case. Local business owners, they don't have time. Okay, so you might think that you are busy. Okay, now if you know, or maybe you are yourself self-employed, or your dad, or your mom, or someone from the family, those local businesses are always incredibly busy. Okay, if you can solve that task, they are so happy to pay you for that. Staying up to date, they don't have time to stay up to date. Google changes every year. Huh? So you kind of want to get trained, help them, and because you help, you have a client in Google Business, you get automatically up to date. Huh? You kind of see the changes. Comprehensive approach. A digital agency will take a holistic approach. Why? Consistency, website, call to action, reviews, and what you learn from one client, you can apply to the other client. Access to tools and resources. Yes, you have. Okay, you are the few lucky people. I'm honest, able to learn something from what works. Huh? And those local business, they just have no. They are not on Ray list. They don't know Ray. Better results with experience and actually digital agency are more likely to achieve higher rankings, increase visibility, and better results for the business in terms of customer engagement and conversions. Get results. Ongoing support and maintenance. Yes, it needs responding to reviews, uploading nice pictures, Google posts, reputation management. Very, very important to get those 5 stars. Customize strategies. Make sure that if they have 3 stars, you have to approach different than 5 stars. 5 stars, you maintain it. 3 stars, you fix it. Competitive advantage. Okay, you know where to get resources, and yeah, you kind of get actually the training. Next up, so that did happen in real life to me. A very good friend asked me how many calls we got in March compared to February this year. Okay, my friend client's calls had dropped dramatically in March, and the client was not happy. So what I did, I asked my team directly, when you compare March with February calls, do we see a significant difference in number of calls from the Google Business Profile clients? Huh? So I kind of want to see if this happened to me because it is Google. And then he said, "School." So my client, I wiped out the first school of high. February 17 calls, 29 calls, 17 calls. February 17, 70 calls, and in March 29 calls. So actually, March was better than February. So I could not say that Google changed something. Actually, we do better. And here's another client. We had the same result. And the best part is we figured out a strategy that takes half the work. So not only we figured out what works, but also we came up with strategies what was less work, really less work, less work. I would say more than half less work. The one thing I want to be honest, I love Google Ads, and I'll never be a big fan of Google Business Profile. Okay, I want to be honest with you. But something changed. Something changed dramatically to make it much easier. That rank business faster than last year method. The new Google Business strategy has changed ranking forever. Yes, we figured out a system and strategy that works that you can do in much less time. And I will share that with you in coming weekend. Okay, I will share it with you today for a very special deal. And it is only for Ray members because if you go to my website, you pay the double. It's really tough. The best Google course for one-time payment. And if you go to Jack Hopman/Ray, I don't know if you can put that in the chat, Ray. I don't know if that is possible. Jack Hopman/Ray, you can get that limited deal. That is limited. Okay, when Ray decides, okay, it's gone, it's gone.
All right, I have dropped it in the chat.
Okay, I love this system. I'm so used to go to webinar, and now I see this system. Okay, any questions for me? I'm here for you. Tell me your biggest problem, your biggest question, your biggest struggle. Tell me what is holding you back. What you felt about today's training? Finally, thanks. Thanks. Lars was asking 10 minutes ago.
He's been asking for a while.
Thank you, Lars.
So,
if I could shake your hands, I would do.
I would say that the biggest struggle that I see from people that are talking about it most of the time, and this is from an agency side, not necessarily a directly from the business side, is, gee, I do all this stuff, but what if it doesn't rank? Am I sure I'm doing the right stuff to make it rank? These other guys are outranking me. What do I do? So I think that's the biggest one, is they see that they're doing all this stuff that they know what they do, but they're afraid it's not going to rank.
Okay. In chapter 2 of the training, you can run a report about the listing. It will exactly tell what is good and what is not good. So what is the big difference between my previous courses? The big difference is the amount of work, what you have to do. We came up with a system what makes it much easier. Much easier. Fun. Like I said, I'm a Google Ads person. I kind of like that, and I'm not because I have a team who does the Google Business Profile work, because it was always time consuming. But we came up with a system that makes it much easier. Much easier. Not a little bit easier, much easier. And we also cover to run a report. Now, when a business is not ranking, you just have to go over. First, you go over the listing like a consumer. Remember? I shared a lot of nuggets today. So you go over the listing as a consumer. And you see if they uploaded professional photos. You see if they have 5-star reviews. You're going to look at if every field is filled out. And then likely they didn't do the keyword correctly. Likely. And then once they have the right keywords, there are different ways to use those. Can you show a little inside the course? It is a membership site. I just share a lot of nuggets already today, Tim. Even if you don't buy, don't forget what I just shared. It's all in the course. It's not, how do you say it? It is more that you think you need to know than it is hard to do. It is kind of, I don't know, you can figure it out all by yourself and you study 3 months on it, or you can learn it in 3 days. So it's up to you. How much time do you have to learn all those things by yourself, or you just want to get over it and feel comfortable to help a client and just follow the steps? It's all about, and then you probably, can I have a 3-pack rank with the out of brick and mortar local business? Yes, you can. Yes. Why? Because you do all the things right. At least the training tells you how to do things right.
Yeah. And also Google knows that there are businesses that don't have a traditional brick and mortar. Like, for instance, maybe you're a cleaning service. Nobody's going to go to the cleaning service. The cleaning service is always going to go out to you. So you don't have to have a listed address that people can see. There will be an address in there somewhere, but it could be your home address, but the actual people won't see that. Only Google will see that.
Yeah. So which tool I use? I use my brain. Kind of. That's really. I don't have any paid. Of course, ChatGPT, but any other tool, I don't need that. I really don't need that.
Yep, I agree. I mean, the Google business profile deal is kind of a tool unto itself anyway. So it kind of organizes some of that. Yes, it's changed the way that you may edit it, but it's still listed in there as all the businesses. So you can still keep track of that.
Yeah, and I do have a proposal contract template included. So what do you charge for the service? Now,
Ooh.
it varies. And so what you want to do, the thing what you want to do first is get the client. Get the client. And so I when I started off 10 years ago, I was always charging 197. That was my set rate, 197. But we all know that because of inflation, and I get more clients, I get more reputation. I do nothing under 497 anymore. 497.
Yeah, that I was going to say. I think our minimum would be, and typically, just so everybody knows, when we do it, we're usually bundling it with video stuff and Facebook stuff and everything else. So it's not like we're typically doing just that. But I did have somebody calling yesterday about just that, and our minimum again would be the 500, like you said there. But it also depends too. I mean, what do they have? Do they have nothing? If they have nothing and you need to go and take pictures for them versus they've got a bunch of stuff and they just need it fixed up, the price is going to vary. If you got to go shoot videos for them to put in there, if you got to shoot pictures, then you're going to have to charge more for that.
So you have to think a little bit flexible in this. If a lawyer asks you for a price, you charge different than like a starting business. Okay, so that's one thing. The niche matters. Second thing is, what Ray said is, kind of you want to create a package deal. So that they have a couple of advantages. They cannot compare with anybody else. Okay, so that is very important. Also, they feel they are dealing with an agency and not with somebody who can only do one thing. So like Ray say, you do a video, a website, Google Ads, or whatever your service is. So in order to become successful, here we go, you need only to learn three services. Three local services. That's all, everything. So make up your mind. Okay, here's a hint. Only learn and focus on services which local clients are willing to pay you monthly for. Okay? Monthly. So you get paid monthly. Remember this. Okay? Make up your mind. Don't sell anything going forward for one time. Yeah, you do the setup fee one time, but always with a monthly element on it. Okay? And with that said, when you work for 6 months on this, okay, you can go on vacation and come back from vacation and your bank account is higher than you left. That's kind of our dream, correct? You want to wake up in the morning and your bank balance is higher. How do you do that? You do that with monthly services. not with working per job. So I decided on this business model in 2007. I really did, and I worked on it in 2009, and 59% of all my payments are recurring from all my clients, everything. And I have a team from 30 employees, and they work in support and new products and clients. And that is the business model you want to go after to have peace of mind to pay your bills. Because you might be happy to pay your electricity bill this month, but you get the same bill next month. So you want to have kind of peace in mind that you can pay that electricity bill next month. And you can only do that peacefully when you offer service what makes you multi-income. Like, so my three services are, everybody ready? Maybe you already knew it. Some of you, huh?
I'm ready.
You don't need to do the same. But actually, I had the same list as 10 years ago. That is really, that is, that is the amazing thing. So the first thing is Google Business Profile. Now, then they might not be happy. They want to see fast results or they want more results. Then I upsell them to Google Ads. Okay, and then they do Google My Business Profile and they do Google Ads. What do they need? A nice website. Huh? So Google Business Profile, Google Ads, a nice website. You don't need to do anything else in your life to make a healthy income. And it is not hard. It is not hard. Okay. All those WSOs and all those things you spend at least an hour each day, if they are not related to three things what you do, it can be social, can be Facebook, can be LinkedIn, whatever it is. It is up to you. Okay, I'm not going to dictate because everybody is kind of have his preference and his strength. But if you check out a product or a service, it needs to be linked to your three things, and you focus on it. Okay, focus makes you money. Okay, not two people can work the same amount of time. One makes much more money than the other one. Why is that? Because one has make his reminder and put focus every day. So who of you guys feel I don't have enough time in the day? Do you guys feel that? It's overwhelming. Time is short. I have so many things to do. Who is that? Nobody? Okay, if you are that person, okay, you work 8 hours, you sleep 8 hours, you still have 8 hours left to work on your business, correct? 8 hours. You don't need more than 8 hours to have a very successful business. How you do that? You make your mind up. You focus on three things. Three things you can have. You don't need to learn 10 things. You don't. Okay. If you're good at videos, focus on videos. If you make money, if you make serious money with videos, and like Ray do all kind of keyword stuffing with videos. Okay, and you see success and leads, do videos. Okay,
Yep.
if you are websites, focus on websites. Okay, at some point you have something what you like and make money with, and then it's just a matter of scaling. Okay, so come up with three things, make your mind up, and focus on it. And one of them I highly recommend, but that is one is Google because you cannot really, and you should not avoid Google. You should just learn to dance with Google. Don't kick them. Okay, learn how Google likes it and become good in it. And it's not hard. Why it's not hard? Because all those local business owners they are too busy to do good. Any other question? Ask me something very difficult. Ask me, Jack. When you solve this, I kiss you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this and get your opinion on this. And I know you talked about it a little bit, but so there's a few different places you can go, and Google will actually kind of tell you, oh, this is what you need, this is what's important, and whether they're telling you the truth or not, you never know with them. But I noticed that in some of their writings about what's important in there to make sure it ranks well, that the ratings, like the actual 5-star, 4-star, 1-star, 500 reviews, 100 reviews, was not really listed as one of the factors. It was kind of mentioned as a part of one of the other factors, but not as a major factor in itself. What do you think about that? Do you think that that's actually true, that the ratings or the reviews don't hold as much importance as we might think?
Okay, there are two things about reviews. One is consumer perspective.
Yes.
Okay, so when they see two businesses, and the top business has no stars, and the second business has 5 stars, which get the most clicks?
Well, yeah, obviously from a consumer side, the more reviews, the more social proof, the higher the reviews, the more likely to click, etc.
What will happen if that business get the most clicks?
They're going to get the most sales, hopefully.
Correct. And Google is all about providing good service, customer experience. So if they click on those listing with 5 stars and get more clicks than the other one, at some point Google will say, hey, for some reason, I don't know why, maybe, but this listing has better customers like better than the other one. Only by the amount of visits, Google will rank it higher. So that's customers experience. So what is the trick of a website to rank? And everybody get this wrong. Okay, who of you guys is an SEO expert? Tell me if you're an SEO. What is the most important thing to rank for a website? It's simple. It's very simple. Okay, when you have this right, you do well. The most important thing to rank a website is customer experience. How does Google measure customer experience? About the amount of time a customer stays on a website. How do you get that they stay on a website? Of course, it needs to look good, but there's one trick, and Ray is the master in it. You just show a video. And video they like to watch. And now all of a sudden they stay for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes on that website. And what is Google thinking? Wow, they don't click away. They stay for minutes on a website. So it has a positive customer experience. And now I'm going to rank higher because I like that my Google users are happy. Now here's the second trick, and you probably know that. You can use a nice video, but it looks good. But what if you put a Google video on it, a YouTube video, and then you kind of optimize that video with keyword descriptions, and you do the same thing with Google Business Profile. You reply to comments, and you like them. Makes sense? So everybody say keywords, like Charles. Okay. It is important. I'm not arguing with you, okay? But first start with customer experience. Okay? Get to like website visitors. It is important for conversions. It is important for ranking. You can drive traffic to it. So even if your website is not ranked, but it's linked to Google Business Profile, they get visitors. Okay, so customer experience is the most undervalued factor in ranking. So when you say, I don't know why one business listing is higher than another one, look at the Google Business Profile from the consumer eyes, with the consumer eyes. Okay, and then you will figure out things what can be improved. And not as a marketer, but as a consumer. I'm interested in a certain meal. I'm interested in certain comments. I'm interested. Can I book an appointment with that business? Make sense?
Yep.
Good. Ask me another question. Use my time. Huh? Tell me what you're struggling. Can be anything. Can be anything. I'm kind of I do say 2009. What are you struggling? What is your biggest struggle? Doesn't need to be related to Google Business. What is your biggest struggle at the moment to make money?
I think on my side, I would say the biggest struggle is always the balance of got to get stuff done and got to get new clients to get stuff done for. I think that to me is kind of the biggest thing. If I'm physically the one doing the work, then I'm not out selling, and if I'm out selling, I'm not getting the work done. So obviously, getting people to help you and being able to do sales, that is probably the biggest one that I see, not only for myself but for a lot of other people.
Okay. So in generally, okay, okay, how do you make a task easy? How can certain companies produce 1 million cars and another company has problems with 100 cars? How is that possible? Because in order to make a service easy, you want to standardize things. You want to make forms. You want to make processes. So when your the first client is your most difficult client. You have to learn everything. Huh? It's time consuming. You feel, oh, I don't like it so much. I have to work. Okay. But actually, the best training you will ever get, the best is your first client. Okay. And then you figure it out how the website works, how the keywords works, how everything works. Okay. Now you want to make a system, how you want to log it and see how you did certain things, and every time you're going to standardize things and make it easier, how you do the keyword research, how you respond to reviews, how you create images, how you do the keyword optimization, how you put the call tracking on it. Huh? So you that is what I said, you focus on three things and get good in it, and you standardize everything. Then, if you have more than 10 clients or something like that, you want to hire a virtual assistant. Okay, you pay him $10 per hour or something like that. Virtual assistant. Now you have all those forms in place and they follow a system. Now you do one client by yourself, but the VA do 9 clients. So you keep feeling with the service, but those 9 clients you don't need to do anymore. Makes sense? So standardization, rinse and repeat will make the life for you much easier. Okay, confidence to sell to the business. Okay, um, Charles, I have done for you service like I do Google Ads, I do Google My Business, I do website, okay, whatever. So get a done for you service as a backup. Okay, so you kind of know if I cannot do it, I can go to someone or hook it up with somebody else. Okay, then um, you know that a good website works, correct? You know it. You don't. I don't need to tell you. You know. You know that the Google Business Profile works. You know that Google Ads works. So you kind of don't sell air. You sell things and you offer things what works. No, but like I said, the worst thing. What is the worst thing? What can happen? What is the absolute worst thing can happen with your client? He canceled, correct? He canceled. No, what is the best training you can ever have is your first client. Okay? So the worst thing you can have is that you learned a lot. That's the worst thing. Is that bad? Congratulations. Okay? You just became an expert. Oh, they say no. No, they will not say no. Okay. Why would they say no? Why would they say no to you? They don't want to make money. Okay. Charles, you want me to do role play a little bit? So, Ray, you are a plumber, okay? And I'm calling you. And let's see if I can get your client. Okay? Are you there, Ray?
Yep. Say that again though.
Okay, let's do a little bit role play. I am the marketer and you are the plumber. And I see if
All
I
right,
can.
let's do it.
Okay, everybody in for that? Everybody.
Yeah.
Good. So, I'm calling you. Hello, who do I speak with?
Hi, this is Ray. Who's this?
Hi, Ray, this is Jack. I actually have a question. I know you have a very nice website, and one of my family members use your service, and we're positive. But I wasn't able to find you on the first page of Google. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I think we show up for some things, but it's always been a struggle. I mean, we try, but it seems to be a lot of work, and I'm not sure exactly how to make that happen. So,
So what did you do to get on the first page of Google?
I know that we've got the little Google Maps thing, and so I know we had to claim that, and we put some pictures on there. And I had somebody at one point, an employee of mine, who said they knew that kind of stuff. He went in and did some stuff in there, but I'm not
Okay.
sure exactly what he did.
Okay. Are you in front of the computer or your phone?
Yes.
Okay. Can you search on plumber and then your city?
Yes. Give me 1 second here.
And who's showing on the top?
So the person that's showing up on the top of the maps is A&T.
Who is that?
I have no idea.
Is that one of your competitors? Can you click on that link?
Yeah, it's definitely one of our competitors. I'm just not familiar with them. Actually, they're
Uh,
pretty close to us too.
okay.
I do
And
recognize the third one. The third one
oh,
actually is really near us.
what do you feel that you people who search on Google go to your competitor?
Well, I mean, the one here that I know pretty well, they're in the third spot. They've got almost 1,000 reviews.
Yeah. And they are ranking above you?
Yeah, they're ranking way above us. I don't even see us really close to the top at all right now.
What would that feel and make a difference if you would get on the first page of Google and rank above your competitors? How does that, what would you like that? Something like that?
Well, I would think so. I mean, I know I've heard that the people that show up there definitely get most of the calls, and
Yeah.
obviously there's only three of them. So, how are we going to get any calls if those are the only three they show?
So, what do you earn per client about? Don't need to say a time, but about.
Um, in an initial call, probably about $500, and then usually in a lifetime, we're usually about $3,000.
Okay. So can you handle one client per day more?
Yeah, we can handle more than that, sure.
So one client per day, 20 business day, 20 times 500. How much is that? That is $10,000, correct?
About that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if I work with you to get more clients every day, How much is that worth to you?
Well, I mean, gosh, if we got one more $500 client each day, I mean, it would be worth at least a couple $100 a day.
Okay. Yeah. So let's say $200 per day times 20 is $4,000. I You don't need to
Whew.
pay me $4,000.
Oh, okay.
So I'm running a special deal, and we are helping a lot of plumbers, not in your area, but in other areas. And we run a special promotion, a 4th of July promotion. And if you decide right now, I can book you in for $500 per month. Does that work for you?
Yeah, I mean, if you can get me even, just a handful of those, let alone every day, that would definitely be worth that.
Okay. And which credit card do you want to use?
Yours.
I get the credit card every day, every time. Now, here's the thing. Lauren said they hang up on me. Okay. Now hang up. Now make it me more difficult. Okay. That they are too busy. Okay. So you see Lauren's comment. They are too busy. Huh? So let me
Yep.
handle this. Okay. So I'm calling you again. Hello. Who's speaking?
Yeah, this is Ray.
Hooray, did it, Jack. I know you're busy. Huh? And so I will do this quick. Um, how is your business?
It's okay. Definitely could be better.
Okay, so actually, I really like your website, but I was not able to find you on the first page of Google. Uh, do you need help to fix that and get every day an extra client?
Sorry, say that one again.
Do you need help to get more business, like say one customer each day?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If
Okay,
somebody
you need
can
to make
help
it be
me,
more difficult. Okay, you kind of already accept my offer. Okay, now, so go back and then say, Jack, I have somebody another call or something
oh,
like that.
yeah.
And then you say to me, hey, this is a marketing call. You have to get me a little bit more difficult.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, you want me to make it difficult? All right. Well,
difficult. Okay,
Jack, I can tell you, I can do this because I get this call about 10 times a day.
I understand, Ray. And they're all from India, and they have they have an accent, but make it me more difficult. Okay,
Okay, I'll make it more difficult.
okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
So what is it you're calling about?
Yeah, I was on your website, but I couldn't find your Google. Do you still exist?
Yeah. I mean, we're here.
Okay, and how busy are you?
Well, we're busy. We could always use more, but we're definitely busy. And I honestly, right now, I'm kind of in the middle of a few things. So what are you trying to sell me here?
No, I know a family member used your service, and he really liked your plumber. He really fixed it. And I'm a digital marketer, and I was hoping to help you, so you get a customer every day. Does it help your business?
Yeah. I mean, it would help. What are we looking at for doing here?
Yeah, no, I don't know exactly how much you earn per customers. Can you share a little bit with me, and we do the math?
Uh, Time's a little tight here. Yeah. I mean, what kind of information do you need?
So do you make about $500, let's say, per customer?
Yeah. That's pretty typical. Yeah.
And 20 days in a month. So if I would help you, you probably get one customer at least once a day. So it's $10,000. So if I can make you $10,000, what would that? What would you be willing to pay for that? You make $10,000 each month more.
Well, I mean, if somebody can get me $10,000 more in clients, I mean, obviously, profit wise, I mean, 2,000 dollars would probably be about what I could see making it worthwhile.
Okay, so I know you're busy, huh, and I don't want to take you more time. I run a 4th of July special and I have a one-time offer. Okay, so you just have to say yes or no. Okay, and I know you have a client on your desk. Do you want me to help you for only $500, and we try to rank you on the first page of Google, and you see more customers calling you?
You know what? For $500, I mean, I guess I'd be willing to try that and see what happens.
Yes, yeah, that's fair. What is your credit card number?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay. Yeah, you still make it me easy, but I get through it. Okay, I always get through it. Why? Because every business owner. So let's say Ray really don't want to talk with me. Say, Jack, I don't like marketing calls. I don't do that. Okay. Then I would say I understand that. Okay, I understand Ray. You're very busy and I respect your time. Can I send you some information so you can read it at your convenience? And they say, of course, yes. Okay, which phone number should I send it to you? And they give their mobile phone. And now I have it in my mobile phone. I text them. I'm burned in their phone. Okay, now I have a phone number. No, I'm not going to stop. I'm saying, hi Ray, I know you're busy. Okay, but you also want to be busy tomorrow. So I only take 5 minutes of your time. Okay, and now you go your next 5 minutes. So even when I respect the time, I do my talk. Actually, I don't listen to them if they are busy, not busy. So I need to feed my kids. Okay, and plus I know I can help them. So I feel confident that I have information for them that will help them. Does that make sense, Lawrence? Okay, get through it. And if you don't get through it, get at least a mobile number. Now you're burned in the phone, and now you can text them. Text is the best way to get something to continue the conversation.
Yeah. And
How do you like it?
I keep seeing questions about having to make cold calls and everything. And believe me, we know everybody hates doing cold calls, but they can be very effective if you can get in with the right person. So don't, I mean, yeah, they're scary and you don't like to do them, but they can be very effective.
And the best way to convince somebody is showing how they rank and let them feel that the competitor is above them and that you can help them. That is a done deal.
Nice.
Okay, anybody has a question? Oh, do you have a call approach client? What would your second option be? Do you have to make call? Email?
Yep.
No,
Email.
okay.
That's what we
And the
do.
third thing is, so here's the thing. When I started 2009, I did not make a lot of money when I started. Actually, it took time, but I felt convinced I made this happen. So every day at the end of the afternoon, I went outside in my yard and I spoke with my business owner, my neighbor, and I told him I'm on the runaway from the airport. Okay, that's called runaway, correct? And
Yep.
I feel I make speed, but I'm not flying. I feel I'm doing the right things, but I'm not flying. I don't have clients yet. Okay, that's really how I felt. And a certain moment you get one client and you're flying. That is your takeoff. And you learn a lot for your first client. It's sweating. Okay, you learn a lot. It's the best training. And to get from 0 to 1 client is as much as difficult to go from 1 to 10 clients. Really it is. The biggest problem is your first client. When you have 1 client, you learn a lot and you do the same learning to the next 9 clients. Now you have 10 clients. 10 clients, and you ask for reviews, you ask for feedback, you ask for referrals. Let those 10 clients do the marketing for you. That's how you scale. Your clients are your marketers.
Yep.
They see other plumbers, they see other lawyers, they see other communities, and maybe give them a kickback. Okay, you don't care. Give them the first month. Huh? That's how you scale, and you don't have to sweat.
Nice. Yeah, we've had some luck doing emails. We've had a lot of luck getting people's attention through Facebook, Facebook messages. And by the way, in case anybody doesn't know this, apparently, very quietly, Facebook made a change recently, and you can actually communicate with other businesses as your business page. So you no longer have to switch over to you personally and then reach out to a business. You can actually, as your business, reach out to another business now through Messenger. And believe me, that makes a big difference, because I have to message businesses all the time. And when I message them and go from, Ray Lane, they don't know who that is. And I said, they go, hi, my name is Ray from blah, blah, blah. And this is why when I message them from my actual business and they know what that business is, it kind of busts down that barrier right away. They're like, oh, okay, this is the such and such company that's reaching out to me. So that has proved to be very effective in a very short period of time. And just being part of the community. For those of you who know me, you know that I've built a local community here online with Facebook, and it's brought a lot of businesses my way because of that. A lot of businesses know who I am just because we built pages and we've built, groups for different things, and that's been a big help.
Correct. So how do you know what keyword they are trying to, how do you know what keyword who's they? The competitors?
I think what they mean is, like, if you're dealing with a plumber or an electrician, how do you know what keyword that they should be trying to go for? And the most obvious one would be, plumber near me, or plumber plus the city.
It's included in the training, which keywords you need to focus on. But it's for it, local intent keywords. Tim, local intent keywords will do the trick.
And remember, guys, there's a lot of different ways you can do that. It doesn't always have to be the most obvious. There are other ones that can be very popular that you just don't know until you know.
Yeah, you guys know near me, huh? Correct, Lawrence, you're correct. Live became so much easier.
Yep. That has definitely made it a little easier.
Really, my life changed completely. It is true. It's really my daily life is different than a year ago. What I do each day. Yes, really.
Yeah, and Jack and I were talking about some of that beforehand, of how ChatGPT has really changed the way, not the way you do things necessarily. You're still doing the same things, but you can do them so much quicker without having to do it yourself. So it's definitely a big asset in what we do. I know that there are some businesses that we can't use that, and but for what we do, it can be a very big benefit.
Yeah, learn it. I would say the 3+ thing. So 3 service plus ChatGPT, you can make a lot of money.
Yep. As a for instance, and this has nothing to do with Google Business Profiles, but I've got one client that I work with, and he's trying to reach out. He fixes large engines, like for big diesel trucks and tractor trailers and farm equipment. And I'm sitting there going, all right, who are we going after? Well, I just asked ChatGPT, what businesses use large diesel engines, and put a list. And then I'm like, okay, there's our targets. That's who we go after. So it can be very useful.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Any other questions about any of this? Throw them out there. We know everybody was super excited about all this stuff. So,
what payment system do you use? Yeah, actually, I have my own payment system, which you can use.
You know what's funny, and Jewel, this is this is kind of odd, but it is true. Almost all of my clients right now, as crazy as it sounds in 2023, are giving me checks. And one of the things that we do is we do what's called a draft check. And so when the time is up for them to pay their next check, we contact them and say, hey, if you just say, approved, we can run a draft check, which means that we can run a new check based off of the information they already have, and it just runs through. But yeah, I mean, I think right now, I think 100% of them are still giving me checks right now. As crazy as that sounds in 2023.
Yeah, I get my lawyers. They send a check for $1,000.
Yep.
So, and I was always against it. Actually, I didn't like it. But nowadays you can scan it with your phone. So I don't need to go to the bank. I hate it to
Exactly.
go to the bank. I hate it because there's always a line, and I didn't like it.
Yep.
And now you can just take a photo from your phone and you scan it in. So that changed that. But I have a payment system, and I'm happy to share that with you. And now the thing is, many clients, I have seen 90% of my clients never. They haven't seen my face. I haven't seen their face. They're all in my phone. So I train them. Don't send emails because I don't check emails. I do check emails when you send me text message. I train them how to communicate with me, but I always respond to the text message the same day. Same day I help them. They send me text messages. My text message is kind of my to-do list. Then I check if they have an email. I check the email. Now, most of the times, it is really the truth, is when because credit cards, they need to renew and all those things. So I like these monthly payments, but the credit card is not for 5 years. Good. They messed up or whatever. But here's the thing. Many of my clients, the first person they change the new credit card information is with me. Because they say you are the god of Google. So when I don't provide the service, okay, their phone is not ringing anymore. So they have a very strong interest not to stop my service. So, and they text me the info and I enter in the system. I'm good for another year or 2 years.
And you know, the great thing is, once you educate these clients on what you're doing, and not necessarily how you're doing it, but what you're doing, they're going to see that. Because, you know, we had, for instance, a new client the other day, and I called him up on a Sunday afternoon, and I'm like, hey, go check Google. Somebody's looking for you. And he's like, how do I do that? And I showed him how to do it. And he went in, and sure enough, there was a guy there. It was for a garage door company. And the guy was there. He's like, oh, my garage door is off the track and I don't know what to do. And he made like a $600 service visit just from Google business profiles in the messages. And he had no idea that you could even send messages there. He hadn't even had it turned on until we turned it on for him.
Yeah. So they are just too busy. They are too busy to do all what they need to do to run a business. We had a local business too. We were crazy, we are busy like crazy, and at a certain point your business is take off, and then we had like LabCorp and Quest. We had a blood draw company, and we had a waiting room, and the whole morning people were in the waiting room. So let's say people waiting, and there's nothing irritating that you are people waiting on you. Let's hurry up because I want my turn. So at a certain point, we had a customer, and they were asking, "Hey, I like the business," and we said, "Oh, you can buy us." We did it almost with a handshake.
Yeah.
And then my wife retired successfully, and I have my local business, and she kind of helps me with the administration because I hate administration. Guys hate that too. I automate everything. I hate repetitive work. Okay, I just want to focus on my work. I want to focus on Google Ads. I don't like to do things, and I hate open mail. I hate tax. I hate a lot of things, but everything is related to administration.
Yeah. We all hate it. Trust me.
and the way I do it, for every customer, I have a text the mobile number, And if I need something, I text them all the time. Because if I have to call them, it takes me another half hour or an hour because you want to, and they want to
And
talk with you, and they really are how do you say it, appreciated. Huh?
yep.
But if you have 100 clients, you cannot do that anymore. You can do it with one client. With one client, you do everything. Okay?
Yep.
With one client, you do everything. You learn the most. Okay? That's the best training you can have. But with 10 clients, you have to outsource it. And with
And
100 clients, you have to systemize everything.
and does anybody know what my number one message out to clients is when I use my text messaging for them?
No.
It's usually, hey, Google or Facebook or whatever is going to be sending you a code in 2 minutes. Make sure you text it to me.
Okay, the verification code. Yeah.
That is probably the number one text that I send to my clients on a daily basis.
Yeah. But you need to do it, and we always now with Google Ads. Okay, here's if you really with Google Business. Okay, you want to get added as a manager, so you don't have it anymore. So
Yep.
you go to add as a manager, so you have always access. So you only need to do it once. With Google Ads, you set it in your own manager account. So actually, if you want to add the client, or instead of the other way around. Okay, in order to get to being, you always want to be in control. Okay, you don't want to be dependent on somebody else.
Yep. Yep. And I would love your opinion on this, Jack. Like one of the things that I always try to make sure is that, for instance, like with the ads account, that it's them paying the bill, not me. In other words, it's their card that's on there.
Yeah, and they don't have problems with that.
Yeah.
So, you get the credit card and you say, okay, you pay for the clicks and you pay me a management fee. Now, it's a win-win situation. You have a card to pay your management and you enter it in Google. So it's very natural. Okay, who think it is hard to get somebody credit card? Answer yes. If you feel it is hard that the business owner gives you the credit card, answer yes. Okay.
We'll see. All right.
How often do you give the credit card when you go in a restaurant?
Every time.
Every week, correct? Every week you go somewhere and you give the credit card. Why is that?
Because it's easy.
You have to see as something naturally, not think, do they trust me? Huh? Maybe they want something secure or so. Huh? So remember my role play with Ray. How did I get a credit card? Which credit card do you want to use?
Yep.
Very friendly, very naturally, nothing special. That is how you need to treat it as a natural thing. When you treat it as a natural thing and not as a special thing, you get a credit card. Okay. Does it answer all you guys' questions?
It's a lot of questions.
So if I did not answer your question, you can always send me an email to support@jackhoffman.com. So if you feel you need to answer questions, and Ray, if you want to say something, then
yeah, I was going to say, and you guys, I mean, most of you probably already have it, but you can always reach out to me. Usually Ray at raythevideoguy.com. But you guys, most of you should already know my phone number. I know, Jack, by the way, I know it sounds crazy, but I always give my phone number out because I let people call me and
I don't do that.
Or text me to
if you want to my phone number, you need to be a client.
The shocking thing is not that many people call me. I give it out on every webinar. If you got questions, you can always call me. And there's a couple people that'll give me calls here and there. I think Oh, I was going to say Eddie's on here, and he calls me once in a while. And I think Diz, if Diz is who I think it is, I think he calls me once in a while too. So
Good. This has one question. Let's see if I can answer. I wanted to know how to or what address to list my long distance healing business.
yeah, so that
So,
Diz is definitely who I think it is. Yeah.
does it, so is it a
So
local business or is it an online business?
yeah, so just to give you a bit of background on that, he is kind of a local business, but he deals with people that are across the country, and obviously, Google Business Profile in New York is not going to work for you in California because you're not in California. So you'd have to think of other ways that you're going to market that, like your website itself. But in the local area, you definitely want to do all of these things to get as many people locally. In that case, David, the remote would be, they're a couple blocks away versus, states away, because obviously people in other states are not going to necessarily see you. However, they can find you if they were to type in, your city and look for that. Even if they're in California, you would show up. But chances are somebody in California is not going to put in your city when they're searching for that. So you'd need to work on different ways to get people advertising, Facebook, optimizing your website for the terms generally, which can be, pretty cumbersome, but over time that can definitely be a benefit. And locally, you'll still show up though.
So you need to have a Google Business Profile to be reputable. Okay.
Yep.
Even when you might not rank on the top of Google when on your listing, people go to your website somehow and will see if you're reputable for the reviews. So, like the saying, you're not going really, you don't land on Amazon because you search for a product. No, you go to Amazon and then search on a product. So they go to your website and they want to decide, do I want to use your service or not? So on your website, you want to do two things. Okay, here comes it. This is kind of the golden nugget again. On your website, you want to show a link to your Google Business Profile, but you also want to list the reviews of your Google Business Profile on your website. So now they see all those interactions. So you need what makes, it's not only the price what when decide when they use your service, also that they trust you. You need to work on the trust. If the trust is not in place, you don't get the business. In order to get the trust, you need to have a reputable business with nice pictures, with a nice website, with a Google Business listing, with good reviews. So it doesn't matter in your case if you rank or not. They will look it up to see if you're a legit business.
Branded searches.
And
That's
then
why.
the next thing is you need to figure out which keyword they are looking for you. Okay? You want to figure out which keyword they come on your website and do business with you. Once you know those keywords, you do a targeted Google Ads campaign, focus on those keywords so you don't waste money. So that kind of is almost guaranteed when they use this keyword, they use my service. And then over time, when you make money, you can open it up.
And remember, if people find your name anywhere, they're going to stick it in Google at some point in time. If they see a billboard or a TV commercial or whatever it is, if they see you from there, they're going to go to Google and type in your name. And when they type in your name, that Google Business Profile is going to be there front and center by itself. So it's got to be something that's going to keep them excited about who you are and what you do. So make sure that you do that.
Yeah. Did that help you, David?
Let's see. That in the Q&A area, there was a couple of questions. I'm looking them over right now. So John wanted to know if there's going to be any trainings on video submission verifications. Many services with addresses require this. They run out of their home. Yeah, yeah. Google's gotten creative with a lot of the submissions, and some of the other ones have as well. So you may run into some of those things, and you just have to do what they ask. I've been lucky, Jack. I don't know about you. I've been really lucky where they're allowing me to verify things without sending a card lately. Doesn't happen all the time, but it's actually happened quite a bit where I've been able to get access and they didn't require a card being mailed or anything.
Yeah, so the way to do this is if you create a new listing right away, they might ask for a card. But if an existing listing and you let it sit a little bit and you have uh, citations, so Google is going to verify your listing on another way instead of, you're fresh new. So now this is kind of a ninja trick. It doesn't work all the time. Let's say it works maybe 50% or lesser. If you want the Google business listing without mail verification, you're going to work first on citations. So that kind of gives Google the chance to check if you're a legit business. Okay, and even if it's not legit, it's a ninja trick. Then you might have the chance that they don't do the postcard verification.
Yeah.
It does not work all the time, okay? It's only if you kind of want the Google Business profile listing without physical address. But,
The other thing that I've run into quite often, in fact, the last two new clients that we took on in the last couple of weeks, both of them had the exact same issue, which is, well, I know we've claimed our listing, but I don't remember what the email was, and I definitely don't know the password anymore, and we can't get into it. We've been able to get into those listings now, which was really hard before. Basically, you can go in, try to reclaim those listings that have already been claimed, and as long as nobody says no, then after, I think it's like 7 days or so many days, I can't remember how many days it was, by a certain date, boom, they'll give you access to it. So they've made it a lot easier now. So if you run into any clients who are like, I claimed it at one point, but I have no idea what the email or password is, you can get access now fairly easily.
Yeah. That will happen more than you think.
Oh, and it happens all the dang time.
Yeah.
Or they paid somebody to do it, and that person never gave them the name and password.
So this is a small tip. You probably know it already. But if you have problems with passwords, who have problems with passwords to keep all that info for login? Check out RoboForm. It's a small tip, but RoboForm is your password keeper. So
Nice.
It's very cheap, and I use it every day.
Yeah, one of the things that I do, Jack, and I know this is kind of old school, is I create a Google Doc, and any of the passwords that we need to have, I just put them in a doc, and I share the doc, not a doc.
I thought I was older than you, but now you come across older than me. Use new technology. Use RoboForm.
Yeah, I just do a Google form, not a form.
I know. That is how you start. You do a text, and then you do Google Sheet, and now you do RoboForm. RoboForm is just incredible. It also works on mobile.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It works on mobile as well.
Yeah, because one of the things that we often do is we create, because like you're talking about citations, and for those of you who don't know what citations are, and I'm sure most of you do, but just in case, citations are all those other places on the web that would have your name, address, phone number, website, all that kind of information. So that would be like your weird ones like Hot Frog and Yellow Pages and Yelp and whatever else. So I keep a Google Sheet with all of that stuff. And I typically make a new Gmail account just for that.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So I make a whole new one and I keep it to myself. I share it with them so they have it, but I try to create a brand new Gmail so that when they say, "Oh, we're going to send you verification," I don't have to go, "Hey guys, go check your email." I can just do it, get it done, and move on, and it makes life a whole lot easier.
Okay, there's a good point, and you probably know it, but maybe not realize it. Create for every client a Google Sheet, okay, and put information in it. Can be any information, but that's your go-to place. Okay, when they sign up, how much you pay, everything. Because at a certain point, you don't cannot remember things anymore. When you get scaling, one client you can remember everything. 10 clients becomes harder, and then at some point you have too much on your sleeve. So
Yep.
start standardization per client a Google Sheet. Okay, I hope you guys like today's training, and I really thank you for your questions. This is how you get me going. I do this since 2009, so I see a lot of things around me. If you feel I didn't answer a question, feel free to email me, and I'm happy to help you with your Google Business listing, yeah, for yourself or for your client, and scale your business.
Yep. And guys, every business you can think of needs this kind of service, whether you think they don't or not. I can guarantee that they do. And one thing that we've done that has been kind of effective with this, it sounds kind of negative, but um, point out to them some negative reviews that somebody's left. Hey, did you see what Johnny said about you? Share it with them. I can tell you one time, and this is a funny story, and I wish this happened every time. But I was doing that with in this case it was roofers, and I sent one out to this one roofer, and it was, hey, did you see what Mike Jones said about you on Google? And I pasted in there, these guys are terrible. I hated their guy, whatever it was. Within 5 minutes, I got a message back, and they sent me $500 to fix their Google listing in 5 minutes after I sent that. So it can be very powerful. It sounds negative, but it points out, and I get a lot of people, yeah, but that wasn't even me. They wrote about the wrong person. And I'm like, doesn't matter. It's still on yours, whether it was you or not. People see it. You got to do something about it. You got to improve your stuff. And so, think about that. Think about how you can stand apart. Because I'll tell you right now, and I'm not joking when I say this, fortunately, I was out of the office most of the day until I got here about an hour before this started. On a daily basis, the phone here, because I've got Jack, I don't know if you know this or not, but aside from all this, I do have an actual brick and mortar with a landline, a business landline. That thing will ring 10 times a day with automated systems of people telling me my Google business profile isn't claimed, and they're lying. They're just making it up. But people are getting these calls every day. You've got to stand out. You've got to be somebody that's different so that they're not just immediately hanging up on you. So you got to come up with, something more personal, get to know people. Our good buddy, Chad Nicely, he's in a restaurant or at a barbershop and just like, boom, hey guys, guess what? Here I am at your restaurant. I looked this up earlier, check this out and we can help you with this, so be personal, get out there, talk with business owners, join a local business group, the Lions Club, the Rotary, whatever it happens to be, the local chamber. Get out there and be in front of people. There's many, many different ways that you can skin a cat with this. It doesn't have to be automated phone calls like I get every day. You can do a lot of different things to get people's attention. LinkedIn, Google Messenger, all these things can be helpful to you. You got to get out there and you got to do it though. And with Jack's program, you're going to learn all about this stuff much better than I could probably teach you. That's why I'm trying to learn from Jack as well. Because as you guys know, I'm not Ray the Google business profile guy. I'm Ray the video guy. So the Google business profile thing, while not new to me, is still something I'm trying to learn more about all the time. You've got to be able to do that too. And it changes all the time. So you've got to keep up with it. In fact, Jack, somebody asked earlier, what's the difference between this one and 2022? And I know you do this every year. Do you want to talk a bit about that?
Yeah. So that is the honest truth. Is I'm not really like Google Business Pro, Google Maps, Google Business in the past. I did not. So I created a team who does all the hard work for you. But in the beginning of this year, we figured out a system how you can do it very easily. This training teaches you how you can do it easily. So that is the new system. Now the second part is, so how can you convert 9 of the 10 clients? And it's guaranteed 9 of 10 clients. How can you convert them? Either take a laptop with you and show how enter keyword plumber city, how they are listing on Google. They tell about your competitor, and then you click on their listing, and then you point out all the shortcomings of the listing, like negative reviews, or no reviews, or no stars, or no nice pictures. There's always something what is not optimized. Okay, then they will say, can you fix that for me? Yeah, and then you say, I can help you. That's the only thing. And then they ask, when can you help me? And then you say, just what is your credit card? It's that simple. You don't need to do more. Okay, it is very simple to get a client. Just show how they look up their online presence. That will get you the client 9 of the 10 times. Either by Zoom works too, okay, or side by side on a laptop. Either way works, okay. Or if you like, I'm confident to do a cold call, or I can do that too, but that is a little bit harder. But showing, just be yourself, okay? Showing how the listing is, go over them, and point to the shortcomings and point to the competition. That will do the trick 9 of the 10 times.
Love it. Well, Jack, we've gone well over 2 hours now. I don't know if you know that. I just looked down and saw that. I'm like, oh, we're like well over 2 hours now. And for us, about 2.5 hours.
So we want to thank all you guys who stick with us, ask questions. I hope you will remember some of the nuggets I shared and use it in your daily business. And when we meet each other in the near future, so or any time, I would appreciate if you give some feedback if those nuggets I shared has changed your life. Because those nuggets, if you remember them and implement them, will change your life.
All right. Love it. And again, guys, if you have any questions, Jack's given you his contact info. I've given you mine. I'll answer as best I can. If I don't know the answer, I'll get it from him. Like I said, I'm also a learner, as well as an expert on some things, I suppose. But on this stuff, I still consider myself a student of this. And so be sure to ask questions if you have them. We'll get the answers for you. We definitely want to help. One thing we missed there, Jack, Angela wanted to know, how long are the master classes?
So each class is about 10 minutes, and I think there are about 20 classes or something like that. Okay.
Oh, only 20.
So I would say 3 days. 3 days, nice. You become a master. So kind of you want to think, do I want to study myself and take 3 months and maybe I never get a client? Or in 3 days, I become an expert and I feel confident to help local business with Google Business Profile. It's kind of which angle you want to fly.
Beautiful. 3 days to be an expert. Think about that. And it doesn't cost you $20,000 a year at a university. So how do you beat that? You can't. You got to learn it. You got to get out and use it. You got to get out and sell it. So I highly suggest you at least take a good look at this, because it is, something that can benefit you and benefit the businesses that you're going to work with. So be sure to check this out. Again, any questions, let us know. We will be running this for a few days. Haven't decided how long we'll run this for. We'll discuss that afterwards. But if you need the replay, we will be sending the replay out. So be sure to keep an eye out on your emails. If you want to watch it again, you can. And Jack, any last words before we get out of here?
As long as the promotion is open, you get $100 discount. As soon as the day ends, it is $100 more. So either you decide now or soon, or you pay $100 more. That's kind of the deal.
All right. That makes perfect sense.
You
So
can go to my website and go to the same training. You will see that it's $100 more. So it is not a fake scarcity.
there you go. And with Jack, I believe that. I know. there are a few people in here that when they say something's going to go till a certain day, when that day is done, it is done. So be ready for that. Be prepared, because you don't want to have to pay double, or if you don't have to. So be sure to check it out.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
All right. Well, thank you, Jack. I appreciate you taking the time to do this. And I appreciate all of you that have come to watch this and learn from this today. Hopefully you got something good out of it. Hopefully you'll join us on the inside, start to learn this, and really get out there and help local businesses, because they are struggling. On a little separate note, as we get out of here, I went today over to a friend of mine who has a burger shop. It's called Burger World. Great name. I can't believe that was available somehow. It's just a little burger shop. And, he was telling me that he's trying to get out of the business. And, he says right now their business is down about 60% from where it was. And the restaurant that's on the same plaza as him, a Mexican place, they're way down as well. Businesses are struggling. They do need your help. So get out there and try to help them. Now, as far as this burger guy goes, I've been trying to get in with him for a while. So at one of these points I will. But if he's planning on selling it or getting rid of it, maybe not. Who knows? But he's one of my friends and prospects. But businesses need help right now. So get out there and do what you can to help them out. And at the very least, if you can't get them to buy a course from you, or excuse me, a service from you, but hopefully they will, get out there and support local businesses by just patronizing them. And when you go out and patronize them, you've got more opportunities to talk to them about what you do. So have fun.
I want to thank Douglas Genschow, Lawrence DeBose, Ron Tyler, Franklin Casper, and many more for signing up for the training. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. So
all right.
Thank you all. And I hope you enjoyed today's training, and see you inside, and grab the 100 discount for a very special link.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, have a good rest of the week. We'll see you on the next webinar. Don't know what that'll be yet, but keep your eyes peeled. I'm sure we've got one coming up. Oh, and the one last thing I did want to say, was it CJ? Yes, it was CJ mentioned something about doing a little group. I love that idea. So maybe what we'll do is we'll put together a little mastermind group to go along with this, that, all of you guys can meet with me. Maybe we'll meet once a week or once a month to go over things and see how we're all doing and help each other. So that is something I will work on over the next couple of days and see what we can put together. But again, hope you guys have a great week. Reach out if you got any questions, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.